Friend, I am Mr. Gunudhar Chaugle. Today we have to see the basic points of basic electrical and electronic engineering. We have to see the concept of Ohm's law and the concept of series and parallel connections of the circuit. Then first we have to discuss the concept of Ohm's law. The Ohm's law is applied to electric field to the electrical conduction through the good conductor, and the statements of Ohm law is the ratio of potential difference between any two points on a conductor to the current flowing between them is a constant, and provided the temperature of the conductor does not change. This is nothing but the V upon I is constant, or we have to state it as V upon I is equal to R, and R is the resistance of the conductor between the points which is to be considered. Or simply it means that we have to provided the R is kept constant and current is directly proportional to the potential difference across the end of the conductor. We can represent in such way that then this will be applicable to the linear circuits, and the linear relationship between the voltage and current does not apply to the non-metallic conductors. For example, we have to consider as a silicon carbide, the relationship is given by the V is equal to K into I upon I raised to M, where K and M are the constant and M is less than unity. It is also does not apply to the non-linear devices such as Zenor diode and voltage regulator tubes. This is the basic law circuit, which is very important for the solving the various electrical circuits as. And we have to discuss related to the series circuit. When the series resistances are connected in series, or suppose you have to consider that resistances R1, R2 and R3 etc. they are connected in series means, suppose one resistance R1 having two terminals 1 and 2nd, suppose second resistance R2 having two terminals 1 and 2nd, then how it will be connected in series? The second terminal of first resistance is connected to the first terminal of second resistance. Then again similarly second terminal of second resistance is connected to the first terminal of the third resistance, and second terminal of third resistance it is again connected to the first terminal of the first resistance. This connection is called as a series resistance of the circuit. We have to find the equivalent resistance present in the circuit is sum of the resistances are connected in series means total resistance, suppose you have to consider in the circuit is R, then total equivalent resistance is R1 plus R2 plus R3. Then another method is we have to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law in a closed loop circuit. Suppose V is the applied voltage across the circuit, then voltage V1 is across the R1, V2 voltage drop across the R2, and V3 is the voltage drop across the R3. And suppose whenever the voltage V is applied across the circuit, then current I is flowing through the circuit. Then we have to apply the voltage law, Ohm's law to the circuit. Then total voltage present in the circuit is V. V is the applied voltage across the circuit, is the summation of voltage drop across the resistances R1, R2 and R3. Because of that, V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Then what is the Ohm's law? Voltage V is equal to IR. The current flowing through the circuit is same. Then what is the value of V1? That is IR1. Then what is the value of voltage V2? It is IR2. Then what is the voltage across R3? It is I into R3. Summation of all these we get the total applied voltage. And what is the voltage V? V is equal to the I into R. We have to put this value. Then I gets cancelled because they are common in both the side, Because of that, we get the total equivalent resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Then there will be a very important points which is to be we have to consider, or you should remember that in the series circuit the current flowing through the all the parts of the circuit is same. Then different resistors have their individual voltage drop. Then voltage drops are additive in nature, means it will be adding one plus second plus third like this. Then applied voltage will be equal to the sum of different voltage drop across the element. Then whatever the resistances are connected, they are additive, means addition will be takes place, and whatever the power, it will be a additive power will be present in the circuit. We have to consider in case of conductance, that is total resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. And what is the conductance? It is the reciprocal of resistance. Because of that, we have to putting the value of R, that is equal to 1 upon G. What is the R1? 1 upon G1. R2 is equal to 1 upon G2 and R3 is equal to 1 upon G3. Means total 1 upon G is equal to 1 upon G1 plus 1 upon G2 plus 1 upon G3. Then see, and you should remember that the series connections will be not used in the home appliances purpose, because suppose you have to add any one switch into the circuit and switch on the switch, then all the resistances or all the bulbs which is to be connected in the circuit will be on at the same time. Suppose R1, R2 and R3, they are replaced by the bulbs, and something voltage we have to apply through the switch. If you have to switch on the switch, then all the bulbs will be on. If you have to switch off the switch, then all bulbs should be off. But suppose I want bulb second which is to be on, but it is not possible because they are connected in series. So the series connection, it is not used in the home appliances. See, in the home there will be different rooms are present, that is hall, kitchen, bedroom. Suppose I want switch on the bulb of hall, then it is not possible to switch on the bulb individually by the series circuit. If you have to switch on, if all the bulbs are connected in series and we have to switch on the bulb, then bulbs are present in the hall, kitchen and bedroom, they are simultaneously on. But it is not economical purpose, or it will be a consumable of energy. So series circuit will be not used in the home appliances purpose. Then we have to see the concept of voltage divider. See, in the image we have to connected the resistance in series, that is R1, R2 and R3, and something voltage is applied 24 volt across the circuit, and we have to find the voltage across the R1, R2 and R3. Then first we have to find the total resistance present in the circuit. It is calculated by adding all the resistances, that is total resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Then we have to find the voltage drop across each resistance, that is R1, R2 and R3. Then suppose V1 is the voltage drop across the R1, then it will be calculated by total voltage applied, that is V into the voltage which is to be measured across the resistance, that is R1, divided by total resistance. From that, putting the values of V, R1 and R, we get the value of 4 volt. Okay. Then suppose we have to calculate the voltage drop across the resistance R2, then it will be calculated by total applied voltage into the voltage drop across the resistance which is to be calculated divided by total resistance of the circuit. Putting this value, we get V2 voltage is 8 volt. Then V3, that is voltage drop across the R3 resistance, is equal to V into voltage drop resistance R3 divided by R. R is the total resistance, it will be calculated by as a 12. Means you just remember that in the series circuit, with the help of voltage divider, we calculate the voltage drop across the each element with the help of voltage divider rule. And you should remember that is voltage drop across the element is equal to total applied voltage into resistance of the, which is to be across the voltage we have to measure, divided by total resistance of the circuit. This is the voltage divider rule. Then we have to discuss related to the when resistances are connected in parallel. Here resistance R1, R2 and R3, they are connected in parallel. You remember that when each element, that is R1, R2 and R3, having two terminals, that is 1 and second, first and second, 1 and second. When all the first terminals of all the elements and all the second terminals of all the elements are connected together, then this connection is called as a parallel connection. See here, first terminal of resistance R1, first terminal of resistance R2, first terminal of resistance R3, they are connected together. Similarly on the second side, second terminal of first element, second terminal of second element, second terminal of third element, they are connected together. Then this connection is called as a parallel connections of the circuit. And suppose V is the applied voltage across the circuit and total current flowing through the circuit is I. Then this current is divided into three parts because here three elements are connected in parallel. According to their resistances value, the current flowing through the each branch will be different. I1 is the current flowing through the first element, I2 is the current flowing through the second element, and I3 is the current flowing through the third element, that is R3. Then suppose a potential difference across the each element in this circuit will be the same because they are connected in parallel. Then see total current I present in the circuit is I1 plus I2 plus I3 because total current I is divided into three parts. Then according to Ohm's law, we know that the current value, that is I is equal to V upon R. Then we have to calculate the value of current I1. It will be V upon R1. Then calculate the value of I2, that is V upon R2. Then I3 is equal to voltage across the resistance is V and its resistance value is R3. Putting this value we get, that is I is equal to V upon R1 plus V upon R2 plus V upon R3. And we know that the total current I is equal to voltage divided by total resistance R, and V is the applied voltage here. Then putting this value into the above equation, we get V upon R is equal to V upon R1 plus V upon R2 plus V upon R3. From that V gets cancelled. This value will be common on both the side. Because of that, total equivalent resistance 1 upon R1 is equal to 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Then you remember that some specific characteristic or key points of the parallel connection will be the same voltage will be acts across the all parts of the circuit. This will be very important. See, in the series circuit, the current flowing through the each element is same, but in the parallel, voltage across the each part of the circuit will be the same. Then different resistance have their individual currents. Then branch currents are additive. Then conductance will be the additive, and power also additive in nature. Then you remember that what is the difference between the series and parallel connection. In the series connection, the current flowing through all the element is same. In the parallel, voltage will be the same across the each element. The total resistance present in the series circuit will be the R1 plus R2 plus R3. But in case of parallel connection, 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. This will be the difference. And see, in the home appliances or other industrial applications, the parallel connections are used. See, here three resistances are shown here in the image. Suppose you have to provide the three switches to the each resistance. Suppose resistances are replaced by the bulb. R1 is replaced by bulb, R2 and R3 also. Then switch is provided. If you have to switch on the switch in the first branch, that is bulb 1 is on. If you have to switch on the bulb second, then switch on the switch in the second branch. If you have to switch on the bulb in the branch 3, we switch on the switch as third switch. Means you have to switch on the appliances or bulb or any apparatus individually. So we have to use the parallel connection in the home appliances. See, in the home there will be different rooms are present, hall, kitchen, bedroom or any other. I want switch on the bulb in the bedroom, then we can individually operate, or switch on the bulb in the hall or fan individually in the hall, we can operate individually. This is the main advantage of parallel connection. The parallel and series connection, then we have to discuss related to the types of resistors. Then there will be different types of resistors are present. First one is the carbon composition. It is a combination of carbon particles and binding resistance with different proportions provided according to the desired resistance. Then attached to the ends of the resistive element are metal cap which have axial lead of tin copper wire for soldering the resistor into the circuit. The resistor is enclosed in a plastic case to prevent the entry of moistures and other harmful element from outside. Billions of carbon composition resistors are used in the electronic field industry. Then they are available in the power rating of 1/8 watt, 1/4 watt, half watt, 1 watt or 2 watt in the voltage range of 250 volt, 350 volt and 500 volt. They have low failure rates. They are properly used. The second one is decomposed carbon. This is the resistor consists of ceramic rod which have a carbon film decomposited on them. They are made by placing a ceramic rod in methane filled flag and heating in until by gas cracking process the carbon film is decomposed on them. A helix grinding process forms the resistive path. As compared to the carbon composition resistor, this resistor offers a major improvement in lower current noise and in closer tolerance. These resistors are being placed by metal film and metal glass resistor. Next one is the high voltage ink film. This resistor consists of ceramic base on which special resistive ink is laid down in the helical band. These resistors are capable of withstanding high voltage and find extensive use in cathode ray circuit in radars and medical electronics. Their resistance range from 1 kilo ohm to 1 lakh mega ohm with voltage range up to 1000 kilovolt. The next one is the metal flame resistor. They are made by decomposing vaporized metal in vacuum on a ceramic cold rod. The resistive path is helix ground as in the case of decomposed carbon resistor. Metal film resistor have excellent tolerance and temperature coefficient and they are extremely reliable. Next one is the metal glaze. This resistor consists of metal gas mixture which is applied as a thick film to a ceramic substrate, then fired to form a film. The value of resistance depends upon the amount of metal in the mixture, and the resistance will be vary from 1 ohm to the many mega ohms. This is the metal glaze resistor. The next one is the wire wound resistor are different from all the types of, in the sense that no film or resistive coating is used in their construction. They consist of ceramic cord wound with a drawn wire having accurately controlled characteristic. Different wire alloys are used for providing a different resistance range here. Then next one is the cermet or ceramic metal resistor. They are made by the firing certain metal blended with ceramic on a ceramic substrate. The value of resistance depends on the type of mixture and its thickness. The different types of resistors are used in the various applications. And for a better understanding or for the practice purpose, we have to taking some examples. First example is calculate the effective resistance of the following combination of resistances. Voltage drop across each resistance when potential difference of 60 volt is applied between points A and B. See in the image, there will be different resistances are connected in series and parallel. Then first 6 ohm and 3 ohm resistance connected in parallel. We have to solve the total resistance will be the 2 ohm. Then 2 ohm and 80 ohm resistance will be in series. Then 18 plus 2, that will be 20. Then 20 ohm and 5 ohm resistance will be again in parallel. We have to solve the parallel connection. We have to get the value of 4. Then 4 ohm and 8 ohm, these two are connected in series. Then total resistance will be 4 plus 8, it will be a 12 ohm total resistance. Then total circuit current is, we have to calculate it. First applied voltage is 60 divided by total resistance is 12. Because of that, total current flowing through the circuit is V divided by I, that is 60 divided by 12 is equal to 5. Then current flowing through the 5 ohm resistance, we have to calculate it, it will be a 4 ampere. See friends, we have to see the concept of Ohm's law, series and parallel connection. What is the difference between the series and parallel connection? What are the applications of the series and parallel connection? We have to see in this video. Thank you friend. Thank you once again.